Alright, I am live. Says I got two on the porch. I wonder. Says I got three on the porch. Nobody in the house. Am I in the comments thing? Yeah, I am. Nat says I got two on the porch. Nobody in the house. Oh, man. Whew. Says I got five on the porch. Nobody in the house. What's up with that? Give me some thumbs up. There's Lisa. And Hoof Hearted. First time here. I was getting ready to say Hoof Hearted. Who are you? Where are you from, my friend? And welcome. So glad you're here. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Troy. Um, yeah, where are you from, Hoof Hearted? that's a odd name. Of course, I see a lot of odd names on YouTube channels. I'm so glad you're here, my friend. Give me a thumbs up if you will, and subscribe if you haven't already. I've got six on the porch. Got Indiana, the Hoosier State. How you feeling, Troy? I know you hadn't been up to snuff lately. Working on that blood clot in your leg. Sometimes I wonder if I got one. I say I don't have a doctor's appointment until December 1st. And I really feel like I need one before then. Hey, Angie. AKA it's me. How you doing, dear? Oh, getting cramps in my legs. I've been sitting too long. Still not feeling well. Well, I'm don't want to forget nobody. How did you find me, Hoof Hearted? Did somebody steer you in this direction, or did you just find me browsing the internet? I'm getting stronger every day. That's good to hear, Angie. Um, I I've been busy today, mostly cutting up stuff in my compost pile. I try to make all that stuff I put in there. I try to chop it up. It's a little bit time consuming. I sit there with a pair of scissors or one of these, and I'm cutting it up. And I'm gonna take that stuff around there tomorrow where I'm gonna have my pile at. And I think I'm probably going to try and keep that pile covered. I wished I had some compost. Well, I know where there's a place I can buy. It's the name of that business is Dirt Pile, and they got all kind of dirt and gravel. You just go up there and you pay for what you get, and uh, they have potting soil, but I wasn't too impressed with their potting soil. Hey, Christy, how you doing, dear? Well, I did a lot of videos on ceiling fans and stuff. I used to I used to sit there and take that stuff apart. I had, some people say you can make some kind of a generator or something. I never could figure out how to do it, and there was no reason for me to do it. But that was back before I got COVID. I got COVID. Let's see. I got COVID in August of last year, so it's been over a year now, and I think I come home right before Thanksgiving. No, I come home, uh, I might have come home in October, June, July, August, September. Yeah, I might have come home sometime in October. And then we got double whammy. The landlord decided they was going to sell the house, and we had to find a place to live. And we didn't get. Hey, Marty, making barbecued ribs. Boy, I'd like to have a mess of barbecued ribs. My daughter made something. I don't know what it's called, but it was pretty elaborate. Whatever it is, it's good. I think it's got. Is there something called rigatoni? I think it's got that in it. That's some kind of a pasta. I'm not sure, but it was good. It's got a lot of. It was baked in the oven. It's got nice layer of cheese on top, and all that stuff. But it's nothing. It's good, but I'm not excited about it. I get excited about stuff like country style steak and mashed potatoes and gravy, or liver and onions. Liver smothered in gravy and onions and mashed potatoes. Love that stuff. I ain't had no liver in a long time. I love liver, but I hate cooking it. I hate cooking it. My mama used to make good liver and onions, but she always cut her liver up into strips. And I guess it's been, geez, 30 years since I had mama's liver and onions. Been a while. Sometimes it's hard for me to know that so much time has gone by. And sometimes I think about my age. I'm 80. And sometimes I think about it, and then I start seeing all these different notices and stuff about different people dying. And they're like, some of them are like 81, 82, 83, 79. And I'm thinking, how much time have I got left? Oh, I love chicken livers too. It's been a while since I had any of them. I hate to go to places that's got chicken livers in there on a deli thing, and they're like little rocks. They don't know how to fix them. But I love chicken livers. I ain't had none of them in a while, and boy, I'll tell you what, I have fixed them. But man, them things like to pop and crack when you got them down in that oil frying. You better have a cover over that thing or it's going to get all over you. Matter of fact, the worst I ever got burnt with some of that stuff popping and cracking, I was standing there in my drawers cooking them things. And was it my daughter? And my daughter said, "You're going to get burnt up. And boy, about that time, them things popped. And I got little blisters all around on my legs and my belly above my door waist, you know. And yeah, I like them not fresh and hot, you know, because they sit around, they don't taste as good. Yeah, bacon pops too, but I don't ever stand in front of the stove anymore cooking anything unless I'm well covered. uh, Fried green tomato. Oh, man. Yes, I love them. I love them so much. And my wife used to have a good recipe on that. But she had a good recipe on everything she made, you know. And that fried green tomatoes, fried eggplant, fried squash. Uh, I even like stewed squash. Some people can't stand stewed squash, but I love it. And I can't stand the taste of beef liver. I can taste the iron in it. Uh, is that beef liver I like, or is it pork? It's beef liver. It's beef liver. Tell you the truth, I can't hardly tell the difference. Oh, fried okra, yummy. Oh yes, I love that stuff. And man, I wished I had some okra plants. You know, those are perennial. You can carry them thing over from one year to the next. You know, you don't have to start them fresh. Uh, but the trouble with carrying this stuff over the winter is space. I'm still worrying about how I'm going to do this stuff this winter. And I'm trying to talk my daughter into giving me a space in the laundry room because the laundry room has one window on one side of the wall and another window on the other wall. And there's so much natural light in there. And that would be a perfect place. Spaghetti squash is good as right. I have never had I have spaghetti squash. I've seen it, but I've never had it. So I don't know if I'd like it or not. I like zucchini casserole. I could be a vegetarian almost, I think, without even tasting meat. The only thing I would miss is bacon, and I use bacon grease on a lot of stuff. When I fry my eggs, it's in bacon grease. Um, which reminds me, I'm just about out of bacon grease. But some of this stuff's got the bacon and stuff like that. It's got so expensive. You just eggs has gone up, cheese has gone up, milk's gone up. Oh, and I think what brand is that? I can't even think of the brand of. Hold on a minute. That was a long read. Mazzetta. I was getting these for $2.49 a jar. This is in mild tamed jalapenos, peppers. Was getting them for $2.40, and now they're $3.19 a jar. So those jumped up too. I've still got about 3 jars in there. I don't know why I wound up with so many jars of that. My daughter, well, the last time I bought them, I bought 6 jars. Uh, then my daughter bought me a couple, so I had a few on hand, but I only got 2 more jars. I got 1 jar I'm working on in the refrigerator, and then I got 2 in my cabinet over there. Nobody eats them but me, but I love them things. I love the taste of the jalapenos, but I don't like the bite on those just regular jalapenos. It's too hot for me. And I don't see how anybody eats that stuff, some of them hot peppers, and I mean they eat them like it's candy or something. How in the world can they stand it? I see them Ghost Reapers and them Carolina Reapers and Cayenne and hey Barbara, how you doing, dear? I didn't see you there. How you doing? I'm putting out another tomorrow, aka you putting out what? Oh, thank you, Barbara. That means a lot. Yeah, I watch your videos too, Angie. It's hard for me to get around to watch all the videos I like to watch. But hey, Russell, hubby. Okay, napping in his chair. Oh, I like banana peppers too, Angie. I've only got 2 banana pepper plants. I've had more trouble. I've been trying to start paprika peppers. Trying to start pimento peppers. I've got some started, but they're tiny little things. They don't seem to be doing good at all. Uh, and I went out. 2 or 3 days ago, and I've been putting a charge on my scooter and taking a short run. I don't go far because it won't the batteries won't last. And I went back over to that place. I've been getting all those cuttings for the golden dewdrops, and my intention was to get about 100 cuttings when I got over there, but I wound up with 83. So I got close to 100, and I got them all fixed. Got the bottom leaves trimmed, and I matter of fact, I think my video in the morning. I'm not sure, but I made a video of me making my aloe uh, rooting hormone. I went and cut me 3 leaves and processed it, put it in the blender and all that stuff. Come up with a pretty good amount, and it's sure cheaper. It's cheaper than buying that powdered rooting hormone or any other kind of hormone you have to buy. Uh, but I got I got a jar and I keep it refrigerated. It's not a very big jar. It's a pill bottle jar full. And I treated all the golden dewdrops with the aloe hormone, and I showed it in the video. So you might want to go and see it. You can go look at it. Oh, and it seems that I have just as much success with the aloe hormones as I do the store-bought powdered rooting hormones. And of course, I have failures on both of them. I never can understand why some of the cuttings make it and some of them don't. I have more make it than don't, except when it comes to What was that I had such bad luck with? Oh, the camellias, but I think I've been doing the camellias wrong. And as quick as this camellias here, I don't know if they're supposed to bloom late in the year like this or not, but they're really close to starting to blossom out now. Uh, and I think you're supposed to use nothing but new growth on them camellias. So quick as they get done blooming and I see new growth, I'm gonna take a bunch of cuttings off of that. I love camellias. Yeah, all of my gardenias just about root. You know, I've got gee, I've probably got 6 or 7 right now that's fixing to. I've never took a lot of cuttings off of that gardenia that Lisa sent me, so I haven't got a lot, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there, and my Japanese plums, they're growing slow, but they look healthy. I've got 6 or 7, I can't remember, and I made I made that old man across the road, Clyde. You know Clyde with the $5,000 lawnmower. He reminds me of that lawnmower cost him $5,000. Anytime we talk, we hadn't talked in a while. Uh, but next time if I see him over here in our driveway talking to this boy in back, uh, I'll ask him if he wants a plant from his tree because I got all 5 of them come from his tree. I don't believe there's any such thing as a green. People talk about a green thumb, but usually the people that seem like they always have success knows what they're doing and been doing it a long time. And I don't have the knowledge I had. I lost a lot of it when I had COVID. And every once in a while, something will come back to mind that I forgot. But, but yeah, and and believe me, these people that's experts, they have failures too. And I only know one that admits it, and that's Mike Kincaid. I like that guy. A Japanese dogwood. Uh, I had one of them at my place out in Citrus. Uh, and well, I had one, and I started building an addition to our house, and this dogwood was, I thought, too close to the house, and I cut it. And boy, when my wife realized what I had done, she raised holy Cain at me about that. She raised Cain. I could have left it. I should have left it. I don't know why I decided it was too close. But the addition I was building onto the house was going to be my photography studio. Well, it was my photography studio. I did that for about 5 years. Then my wife passed away, and I didn't want to do it no more. And I've still got these cotton picking. I cannot figure out how in the world. What are those things? Where are they? I've got those external hard drives that I had all my photography studio pictures and stuff that I had made and portraits I had made on those things, and there's just thousands and thousands and thousands upon thousands. And I cannot remember the passwords. Can't remember the passwords. And I've actually had people get in contact with me that wanted some new pictures made from the ones I made, and I had to apologize. I don't know the passwords. I can't remember it and all that. And somebody told me that you could take it somewhere and somebody could crack that thing. So I don't know. But if you took it to somebody like that, you better dang well be able to trust them, because a lot of that stuff is sensitive stuff. You know, the glamour shots I made for wives that wanted the glamour photo I made for their husband and stuff like that, and they certainly want that stuff to be out to anybody that wasn't supposed to have it. I kill ferns. I can grow cactus easy. You can kill a cactus. I got some ferns out there that's climbed up into that camellia bush. Do you write your passwords down? I do now, but I only got 4 passwords now that I use regular, but I haven't wrote down. But I can remember them. There's one I can't remember, and I had that password for about 7 or 8 years, and I don't remember the first number, and that was 208, and I can't remember the rest of it. It was 208 and 3 more, and then the initials. But I can't remember. All I remember is that 208. And that might be the password on these hard drives. I'm not there. I was looking for them over there, and here they are right down here at my feet. Every once in a while, these are Maxstors, the One Touch, and gosh, they're huge. They're very, very big. So I wish I could open them up. There's probably about 15 or 20,000 images on each drive. Because I took a lot of, and all of Donovan's, my oldest grandson, all of his Boy Scout photos is on that. It's even pictures of me when I was a scout leader, scoutmaster of Troop 504. And that was a troop I had that wasn't working out, and we couldn't keep enough boys, and so I decided to shut it down and take my boys over to Troop 563, which was a very successful troop. And but Donovan was in the Boy Scouts for 14 years. 14 years. and that means I was in there 14 years. In other words, counting the Cub Scouts and the Boy Scouts. Bless his heart. When he was in the Cub Scouts, they have, and when he gets as far as he can go in the Cub Scouts, they have a crossing over ceremony, and he walks across this bridge. He gets his arrow of light. That's the highest award you can get in the Cub Scouts. And he knew he was having to go over to the Boy Scouts. And bless his heart, he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go, and he looked at our scout, the Cub Master, which was Robbie Moore. He was a deputy sheriff, and he looked at Rob, and he said, "Well," and there was tears in his eye. And he said, "Well, could I at least come over for a visit?" He didn't want to go. And I remember the first night we was over there at the Boy Scout. We were sitting on the bench out there, and he was petrified. He was petrified. But there was a couple of boys there he knew, and I felt so bad for him. But he got used to it. We'd already been in the Boy. It was when I took him over to the 563. First night we went there when we closed our troop down. And but he had a good time. He would love to be doing that now. But I don't know if they could find a place for him or not. He can't. No way he can get in his uniform. He still got his old uniforms. I should have kept mine. I think I sold mine. Those things were expensive. But am I missing anybody here? I have no patience for passwords. Well, I don't need them here in the house. But if somebody come in that was a stranger or something, I would feel like I would need it. Computer repair place. They can get into that maybe. I might need to try that. It's a lot of memories in them things. Lots of memories. But I hadn't noticed. Are y'all having a live stream anytime soon? Christy and Marty? I got me a note made to remind me to make a phone call to Mobility Express money and see what the darn deal is on my scooter repairs, because I'm sick of this. I can only go about a half a mile, and that's counting both ways, you know. I don't, if it's more than, it's about a quarter of a mile to the bamboo patch. It's about a quarter of a mile to the hardware store where I bought them pots at. And it's about a quarter of a mile to the place where I get my cuttings for those golden dewdrops. I really want to talk to the people that live there. The golden dewdrop is not on their property, it's on the street right away. So I feel okay about getting the clippings. But since they go out there and trim that thing when it gets really leafy, I would like to talk to them, because there's a couple of things in their yard that I would love to have some cuttings off of. Where's Darlene? I didn't see Darlene. Oh, there she is. I was looking up the page here. But yeah, I'd like to talk to them and see. I want to know if there's a different name for that golden dewdrop. I don't know. I like to know all the different names. Sometimes you'll find a plant and it's got 2 or 3 different names that it goes by. I've got one plant out there that I call a mother-in-law tongue, but then I got to looking. Those they're called a snake plant, and there's different varieties of a snake plant, and them things are super easy to take cuttings and root. You can take a long sprout on a mother-in-law plant and you can just cut it into little sections and you can root each section according to what I've seen on YouTube. What works for one might not work for me, you know. But hey, Poppy, Kramer Tube is going live at 6:30 when? 6:30 when? It's 7:30 now. 6:30 when? Christy? Can't be today. It's done past 6:30. Tomorrow, 6. All right, let me write that down right quick. I wish I could get reminders, but my I can't multitask. Crazy Family, CRAZY 2 6:30 Sunday. Boy, I wished I had my Jaden back, my young grandson. He just, I mean, you know, I say, hey, P-Dab, he says, hey, Poppy, and I say, I love you, P-Dab, love you too, Poppy. You know, he'll do that stuff, but he don't like to do nothing with me. He doesn't. I don't know if it's because he's a teenager. I don't know. Just not saying. I mean, that's the baby. I mean, before he was even a year old, he was going to bed with me every night in diapers and a little 90 thing, and I had a little cooler sitting down there beside the bed with 2 or 3 of his bottles in there, keeping them cold, and he was my baby, you know, and I forget now. I guess because my daughter needed to get her sleep, I can't remember. My sister's snake plant bloomed once, and she said it smelled amazing. I just recently learned it might be a type of orchid. That's nice to know. Well, I'm fixing to take some of my snake plants and cut them up into sections because I love it to have about 4 or 5 sprouted in one pot. I love those things. I'm gonna do some research on them. I wish my plants and stuff would make an interesting video, but it just doesn't. It's satisfying for me, but it's not getting me any. Naparuski ain't been on here. Willow's not been on here. And for all you folks that it's got all these different ills and stuff, you know, wrong with you, I hope and pray for you. You know, I just feel bad. I feel bad for y'all when when I'm feeling pretty good, I feel, is it guilty? I don't know. I should be feeling bad because of my age. Uh, but I know Willer's been sick. Uh, and I still ain't got no dirt from nobody that hadn't sent me any. I got some Michigan dirt. I got some Kansas dirt. I got some upstate New York dirt. I got Florida dirt. I can't remember the others off the top of my head, but there's a lot I don't have. Uh, I ain't got no South Carolina dirt yet. Uh, and don't ask me why. Well, you know what my intentions originally was to take and get dirt from every state and then make a large map, but it had little things, little ridges around each state on the map. And then I was going to take and, and pour dirt from that state into that little enclosed area, and it would be the outline of the United States and Hawaii and Alaska, but it would have dirt in each little thing from each one of those states. That's what I wanted to do. But I never have had all the states yet. Well, I had about 40 of them at one time, but that stuff got gone. I think it got thrown out. I don't know. It might have been got lost in the when I had the hurricane come through and I had everything stored in this building out behind my house that was pretty substantial. And when the hurricane was over, I didn't bring the stuff back inside. And my dang, good night, Barbara. And Barbara's a sweetie. And the building caught on fire and burned everything down. I had a portrait in there of me when I was less than a year old, nice color portrait. Uh, uh, the portrait of me in the Army from basic training was in there. Uh, Fortunately, a lot of the pictures that burned up in there, I had them on. I had them on a disc, so I've got those. But some of the ones that I really loved, I don't have them anymore. And that baby picture of me uh, was made in 1941, and somehow there's a lot of things of mine that got misplaced. When my mom and daddy separated, uh, there were some things that just got gone. I know where my electric train. Now I got an electric train one time for Christmas, and I remember to this day when they was in town and we was looking through the windows. You know, used to look at stuff through the windows of the department stores and stuff. And they had this electric train in there just going round and round. It was a lion. And I wanted that thing. I cried. I pitched a fit. I wanted to get it right now. Well, I got it for Christmas. And guess who got that? And I don't know why in the world Daddy give that train to that boy, but he give that my electric train to Wayne Folks. Wayne Folks wasn't even a half brother. He was a step. He was my mama's husband's son that didn't even live with them, but somehow or another he got my electric train. I don't know where it's at today, but there was things like that just disappeared. You know, we had a we didn't have a record player. We had I call it a Victrola. It's one of them record players you have to wind it up and then put the record on it and then put the big needle in that plays. And it's not even electric. I don't know what happened to that. I don't know what happened to the kitchen table and chairs. I don't know what happened to anything. And a lot of my toys and everything just up and disappeared. But Wayne getting my electric train, that just, I have some lines running up my oh, jeez. That could be an infection, Troy. I always thought that meant blood poisoning. If you had a cut or something on your foot and you got a little red thing running up your leg and stuff, and I was told that was blood poisoning. And I don't recall ever being took to the doctor for it, but they put my foot in something. It might have been some kind of salts or something. But yeah, that ain't nothing to fool with, Troy. Nothing to fool with, my friend. Now, the 27th of this month, and what day of the week does that come on? Let me see here. 27. Oh, that's next Wednesday. Okay. Next Wednesday. That's my appointment over at the audiology, the VA audiology for my hearing aid. They're fitting me for new hearing aids. And I feel bad about that too, because that's not costing me a dime, and they're usually those hearing aids that you get through the VA, they're $3,000 and $4,000 each, and they're not costing me anything. They're not costing me to get fitted or any of that stuff. And I got this fella that needs hearing aids bad, and he can't afford them. And my brother George, I don't know if he ever figured out a way to get him a good set of hearing aids or not, but you know, he's not a veteran, and he needs them. But I can remember when I got a brother. Is he a brother-in-law? Yeah, he's a brother-in-law, because he's married to my wife's baby sister. And he was in Vietnam. He was a machine gunner in those helicopters. And he was always getting, not every 3 years, he'd get a new set of hearing aids. And he would bring his old ones to me because there was nothing wrong with them, which was fine till they started giving him the end of canal hearing aids. And of course, they wouldn't fit my ears. But I feel bad for people that's having trouble with medical, and I'm not. The only thing about VA healthcare is that you just, it's hard to keep. Like when I had my private doctor before I started doing the VA, my doctor would, if I needed to see him, I'd call him in. He'd set me an appointment for 2 or 3 days. You call the VA for an appointment, it's like a couple of months. And they say if it's an emergency, then you just go to the ER there in your town, or go to the ER at the VA in Gainesville, which is about 30 miles away. But now, no, the month of November, the VA's moving into their new building. They got a fine new building that they just built, and they'll be moving in it in November. And my appointment on December 1st will be in that new building. Yeah, Troy, you need to check into that, my friend. I don't know what kind of health care he's got or anything. What was your mama's name, Troy? Was it Ruby? Tell your mama I said hi. I think it was Ruby. It's getting hard for me to remember some names. Yeah, I don't have to worry about my medicals, and I have an abundance of supplies and stuff. Plus, on my regular Medicare that I hardly ever use. Now, Medicare, when I had that COVID-19, Medicare paid for all that. And it was up there. And I mean, I can't remember, seemed like it was almost, what was it? Was it around $200,000? Everything all total, it was up there. Now, the VA didn't have nothing to do with that, because when that come up, it was an emergency, and I still remember that day. I remember I was having a fever a little bit, and I wasn't feeling really bad, but went to the ER, and yeah, you got COVID, but we're going to send you back home now. But if anything changes, you need to come back. And sure enough, one night at home, the next day I'm sitting in there on the bed and checking my temperature, and I got a fever and I'm feeling lousy. And boy, I was almost crying. I didn't want to go back to the hospital. But had I known how serious it was, I'd have been petrified, I guess. Because it was from once I got there and they put me in that bed and I couldn't get out or nothing, and didn't realize I couldn't walk till they was going to transfer me to a rehab after I got over it. They were going to transfer me to this rehab, and they wanted me to stand up, and I couldn't stand up. Then I realized something was wrong. But I didn't think it was going to be like permanent. I mean, I can walk a little bit now, but I'm not good. Not good at all. Boy, how much is these little quad things you see kids riding around on there? They're super fast and everything. It's not a scooter. I forget what they call them. It's quad something or other. Are those? How much does those things cost? Well, I couldn't get on one anyway. I was thinking maybe I ought to be trying to get one of them instead of that scooter. The news I heard just the other day that hearing aids might become over the counter now. Over the counter? Oh, you talking about them cheapies? That's what I got in my ear right now, because my regular one, it's in the shop, it's in the VA shop getting repaired. But these things, these They have batteries in them, but they're rechargeable. You don't take the battery out, and the quality of the sound is I can this one come from Amazon. And when people's talking to me, I can hear them. I can hear the noise and everything, and I can distinguish some of the words. But for the most part, they have to repeat them. And I'll tell you something, folks. If you're talking to somebody that's hard of hearing, and you tell them something, and then they say, "Huh," and then you get a little louder, and you tell them, then you get louder again. The louder you get, the worse it gets. The worse it's distorted. The trick is to be close to their ear talking to them. And it's just like if I'm sitting here watching a YouTube video or something, I can hear it with the hearing aid in, but I take that hearing aid out and put that up to my ear, and it's much clearer. So it's when you're hard of hearing, and you're trying to have a conversation with somebody, and you say, "Huh? What did you say, huh?" And you can see the person is getting aggravated or not liking it, and it shows. And so you decide just forget about it. You don't say "huh" no more. You just shake your head, and that happens a lot around here. And my daughter's bad about that. She'll start getting louder and louder, thinking that's going to help me hear. That's not. That's what it is. This cheap hearing aid, it distorts the sound. And the louder you holler at it, the worse it gets. So I can take it out, hearing aid out, and she can get close to my ear, and I can understand her. But you're pretty much, when you're hard of hearing, and I mean really hard of hearing, you're pretty much isolated. Uh, I love these live streams because I'm not depending on hearing anything. It's all sight. And of course, I like to hear myself. But it's a terrible thing. And boy, had the year I was discharged, when I was up there in Brooklyn Army Terminal in New York, getting getting discharged and getting my counting my cash I had coming, counting that out to me. I was just in such a big hurry to get out of there and get on the train and go home. That I waived anything about medical. I knew I was going to have an earfly. I was told that. But no, I had to get out of there. And boy, did he make money on the quad Lisa Kleckner? What did Lisa say? I had a quad once my boyfriend bought. He broke up with me and sold it. It was the better rider though. Ah, boyfriend. I don't know if those things, I couldn't, but I just noticed, I see them going by out here a lot, and they're kids, and them things are fast. And I was just wondering, and you don't have to have a license tag on it, but I don't think you would get away by getting on that thing here and riding into town and riding on the side. I don't think you get away with that. But the cotton picking things are motor vehicles. But I was just wondering how expensive those things was, because this big scooter I'm trying to get, that thing's Right now it's $3,100. $3,100. But now I could get away. That's a handicapped scooter, and I could get away with riding that around town. But I don't think them quad. I don't think you'd get away with a quad. But I want so bad. First time I rode a quad, me and my nephew crashed into the bush. Well, yeah. I had rode a motorcycle when I was younger, but let me no, that's gonna be a story. I had this Honda. Well, I decided my brother-in-law had a Harley, and I didn't want nothing that big. I didn't want nothing I was gonna have to sit there and kickstart it and all that stuff. And I had a Honda Dream. Pretty thing. Oh my. And I'll tell you, oh my gosh. I knew how to ride a motorcycle, but I wasn't familiar with this little Honda Dream. It was brand new. That thing was brand. Oh my goodness. I got totally embarrassed that day. All I'm going to tell you right now, it involved bushes and a barbed wire fence. I like to never live that down. I'm going to tell that in my next video, my next story. Oh, did I ever tell the story about me and the cat that I picked up on the way to work one time that was looked like it had got run over or something, and it was dragging itself along, and well, I got to save my stories. Let me write that down. I ought to never live that down. Well, I still haven't lived there. Every once in a while, somebody calls me the cat man. Oh, Lord. That was when I lived in Asheville, North Carolina. My baby sister, she's my half sister. She's the last child my mama had, and I'm the first child. Supposedly I'm the first. I don't know if I am or not. I heard that I wasn't. And supposedly my grandpa, mama's daddy, told this and told it to George and Barbara. George is one of my younger brothers. So I got no reason to believe that it was not true since it come from Granddaddy. I don't think he would have told that if it wasn't true. But Mama got pregnant when she was 14. She had me when she was 16. But at that time she was married to Daddy. But when she was 14, she wasn't married to nobody. And she had a baby and she left it at the hospital. She didn't bring it home with her. Now, my mama's sister, Aunt Gendy, she said it never happened. She got in a screaming fit when we asked her about it. So I don't know. Supposedly, uh, supposedly I got black blood in my veins, but my baby sister says she had a test made, DNA thing run, and there's not a drop of black blood in her veins. So if my mama is her mama, that means maybe there's no black blood. But I always wondered. I talked to some black families from Chinquapin, North Carolina, and they said there was that great my great grandmother was black, and my grandmother, mother's mother, was a daughter of that black woman. And my grandmother's name was Vistula. That sounds kind of African like, Vistula. I don't know. I wished I could have talked to Granddaddy. I'd have got more details. Man, what a messed up family. But, I guess every family's got some stories, and where's Lisa? Hey, Phyllis. Oh, Lisa Kleckner. How you doing, dear? Um, I don't know. If Carol, that's my baby sister, if she's not got any in her DNA, then I'm not going to have any in mine because we have the same mom. And I know it wouldn't be possible on my dad's side because they was big time racist, and uh, they had our cat has brought chipmunks home and left them on our bed, and my wife would get my mom's life. Were they dead chipmunks? I hate that about cats. They they are so predatory. Uh, and I think when I see all the lizards and the birds flitting around out there on my deck and stuff, how lucky they are that our cats, all four of our cats are inside cats. And they're pretty much satisfied with that except Diamond. Diamond does not like it. And anytime if he's in there in the living room or something, he sees me going towards that front door, he slips over there without me even seeing him. And if I open that door, he's out he's out. And they have to go round him up. And he goes under the deck. But for the most part, we leave him in the back part of the house where it's all closed up. He can't get to the front part. And the rule is, if I'm outside, that means directly I'll be coming inside. So I got no way of knowing if that cat's in that front part of the house unless if they let him out. The rule is, if I'm outside, don't let him out. And because I got no way of knowing. But when I go outside and he's not out in the front part of the house, when I go outside, I'm assuming he's still going to be in the back part of the house unless somebody lets him out of the back part of the house while I'm outside. And then when I open the door to come in, out he goes. And then everybody looks at me like, well, Poppy done it. Poppy let him out. Makes me so dang mad. Poppy this, Poppy that. Poppy didn't let him out. Whoever let him out of the back of the house let him out. And I feel bad for Diamond. He's a dyed-in-the-wool tomcat. Now, he had free run at our place, the old place. But he don't, he doesn't, we don't let him out here because that man across the street, Clyde, you know, the one with the $5,000 lawnmower, uh, the landlady, she used to live in this house. And she don't like him because he killed one of her cats. And that tells me right there he don't like cats. And I haven't seen any cats. Now, the other day I did see a black cat, and from a distance it looked like Diamond. And I had to go in and check and make sure that wasn't Diamond. And he was going over on Clyde's property. So I don't know where that sucker come from. I don't see any loose dogs running around here or any loose cats. So her grandfather owned slaves, but you look at the census records, it matches up with wife and kids, but might be a first marriage, so it's hard to tell. Uh, all of my on my mother's side and on my daddy's side, they owned. Well, all of them didn't own slaves, but they had. I remember one farm you could still see the slave quarters out there. They was falling down, but uh, I just put a black mark on. Yes, dead chipmunks. My wife was screaming. I hate it when I used to see Diamond used to tear me up every time he would do that. He would go out there it, and he would just sit there and he would be totally still. He wouldn't move. He wouldn't flip a tail. Then all of a sudden a squirrel come hopping across the yard and he'd nab it. I've made him let a couple of them go, but most of the time he got them and killed them. Back big. Oh, hey, Tyrannical. How you doing? Why did you change your channel name? Backbeat rhythm. I wish I could play an instrument. All right, folks. Dang, I got 18. Tyrannical was hard to say for some people. I only changed my channel name once. I started out as Wooddobber. And when I started out, I had a wood shop. And I was making different kinds of crafts and stuff from wood. And the wood the wood that I used for all my crafts wasn't new wood. It was repurposed wood. I would go out and find old fence posts and stuff and rip that stuff up into usable planks and stuff. And I was doing quite well with them. I was making birdhouses. One time I was making these birdhouses and it looked like a piece of old rotten log. But then when you got up close and looked at it, you see a little hole in that thing, and it's where I ripped it apart and everything and made it big inside and then put it back together, and it looked like just a rotten log. I made one time out of, what was that? What did I use? Oh boy, this is a COVID moment. I remember making them. Can't remember what I made them out of though, but it wasn't new stuff. It was all repurposed stuff. And anytime I seen anybody with old fences, wooden fences, they was tearing it down or getting rid of, I'd go grab me quite a few pieces of that. So I had an ample supply of that stuff. Okay. Thank you so much, Hoof-Hearted. Come back, sir. Hit that likes button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I appreciate it so much. All right. Oh, gee, I got 19 in the house now. Um, Trying to think what I'm supposed to do tomorrow. I'm supposed to. Tomorrow's Sunday, though. Does anybody know what a Liberty Garden was? I asked that the last time. Has anybody thought about that? What was a Liberty Garden? Do you know? Heart meds? You taking heart meds too? Yeah, I guess you are. Anyway, I've been yapping over an hour and a quarter now, hour and 16 minutes. So, I guess it's time to go. I appreciate it so much. I will see you again on Hump Day, and I meant to change that. Dadgone. I meant to change that. I meant to change that. Where is it? I don't even see it. I don't even see it. I meant to change that. That Friday live stream didn't have no business up there. I can't remember. I got to go ahead and pay $25 for this thing, for StreamYard, because I can't change some of these banners I got in here with just the free version. I have to have the paid version. So I got to do that. And by the way, did anybody watch Survivor? And that one tribe, they're down to 2 people now. But they're gonna have some kind of a merge next week. I know it's not gonna be a regular merge of some kind. They showed something in the previews, but I couldn't understand what they was talking about. But anyhow, guys, I'm gonna have to get out of here. I don't want to keep you any longer, and I appreciate all of you being here. Wait a minute, what's that doing there? I got stuff popping up here. I don't know what it's. Man,